is the winter home of the world's finest polo. And also, one of the finest equestrian facilities in the world as we're seeing today. There are also 2 championship golf courses, 17 tennis courts, 2 lighted croquet lawns, and squash and racquetball courts, all here at the Palm Beach Polo and Country Club. It's a beautiful site for a beautiful event, the 1987 Michelob AGA Grand Prix of Palm Beach. There's one of the top horses, Medrano, owned by Mr. and Mrs. in Harrisburg and last spring at Tampa, which reminds us that our next event on our television schedule will come up from Tampa Stadium, in fact, the American Invitational. We invite you to join us for that. Let's get a look here at Abdullah.
Now, this, of course, the combination Abdullah and Conrad Homfeld, who were the members of the gold medal winning team at the '84 Olympics in L.A. In addition, this combination was the silver medal winning team in the individual competition, losing to their teammate Joe Fargis in Touch of Class. Now, Conrad clean through the first 5 efforts on course, 5 numbered efforts, turning back to the water. And again, a combination clearly has proven without any question that at their best, they are the best. The LA Olympics, I think they peaked as far as their competitive ability, at least up until that point. But a young man, again, whom the United States has to be looking at very, very hard for the Olympics in 1988. And this is the beginning of the road today, as we mentioned, to '88 Olympics. The serious looking, the serious preparation begins right here on these grounds today. Conrad Homfeld with no fault so far, turning to the final line. A little bit of a hard ride there to number 11, but gets across that easily. Clean to number 12, just 2 to go. And tears down 13A. Unfortunately, 4 faults for Abdullah and Conrad Homfeld, and that's an upset.
A close ride. Nearly a clean round, but not quite for Abdullah and Conrad Homfeld. So disappointment very close to the finish.
Now we see the turn back to the final line of jumps. Watch Conrad in the ride here. His horse backing up a little bit there and gets to be a little bit of a hard ride to jump number 11. That preparation, you look at these 4 jumps in a row, is almost one effort if you're a horse or a rider. He didn't pay for that until 13A, where he dragged the rail down with the hind end, but the trouble began at number 11, about 2 jumps earlier.
Barney Ward has had a busy afternoon here in Pond. Touch of Class.
And you mention of Olympic fame still at this particular point in time, this horse and rider combination, the most famous in our country's history, members of the gold medal winning team in L.A. This combination won the individual competition for the individual gold in L.A. also. Joe Fargis with a hard rub at 4B, but clean through the first 5 efforts on course. And this horse making it look very easy so far. I haven't really talked to Joe about what, if any, prospects he has about returning this horse to the Olympics in '88, but showing this early on in '87, you'd sure have to think so. And this horse is clean through the first 7 efforts on course. Light rub at 8C and 8B both. Joe Fargis clean as he turns back to the Michelob Vertical number 9. And a hard rub there, and he got lucky there. Usually if you hit that hard, that's been on the ground. But Joe Fargis still clean now, turning back to the final 4 efforts on course. Hind rub and 4 faults at number 11 for a Touch of Class and Joe Fargis. And that's what he'll carry to the final 2 efforts. And just those 4 faults at number 11, a bit of an upset there for Joe Fargis.
Joe Fargis and Touch of Class able to get by number 9, which has been the real tough obstacle on this course, but number 11 gets him.
And we see the turn back to the 4th to last jump on course. Joe with a beautiful ride to it. His horse shifting his hind end to the side and starting to throw his hind end a little bit to the left earlier on. Caught it on the way up for just the 4 faults. Not a hard rub, but enough to cost Joe the 4, and 4 faults for Touch of Class.
10 horses clean in the first round. Thus, there'll be a tiebreaker.
In the entire year, and he gets you right off the bat early in this one.
Well, how about some trouble spots?
Well, I think early on in the course, you start off with a 5'3" vertical to begin the course, which is very, very unusual. Later on into the course, the triple combination, which comes in rather early in the course, combination 6A, B, and C. Very wide open jump in the center, which is very much of an optical illusion to many of the horses and riders, as a matter of fact. By the end of the course, when you've worn them down a little bit, this is a fairly long course. The final 2 jumps on course, jump number 13 is 6 feet wide. Jump number 14 is 5.5 feet tall. Those are two major physical efforts at the end of a very, very long course.
We'd like to tell you about all the sunshine in Florida today. As it turns out, it's somewhat cloudy and a little rainy, but that's not going to hamper what looks like a great field here in Palm Beach. We're set for the Cadillac Grand Prix of Palm Beach, brought to you by Michelob. Exceptionally great year, and of course has more than once been the AGA Rider of the Year.
And Michael Matz looking at, again, another Olympic year. He is, I think, would like nothing better than to represent the U.S. in Seoul this coming year, and this is his first major event of the year with his string of horses, and one that I think would solve a lot of problems for the selection team if Michael turned out to be on a roll early on. This is a young man who at his best is the best. There's no question about that. He's proven that to everybody's satisfaction over and over. The question is, at this particular point in time anyway, does Mike have the horses? And so far, with a very easy ride and a beautiful ride to the Cadillac Vertical at number 9, he's clean so far with a very, very accurate ride, as I think really only Michael Matz can produce. This man can be perfect.
You know, Brian, talking with Michael before this event, he was talking about that recent shoulder surgery. Second time he's had rather serious surgery on his right shoulder.
Exactly. The rotator cuff he had operated on this past winter, and that has in the past caused him a great deal of difficulty. It appears to be okay now, and I've never seen him ride better than he just did today. Had a clean round and well within that time allowed, so we have 2 clean now.
A terrific performance by Michael Matz. Boy, that was sensational. He is clean. Also in the first round on Desiree, Louis Jacobs clean. So we're well underway in the 1988 Cadillac Grand Prix of Palm Beach.
Michael Matz was just about as accurate a ride as you're ever going to see around a course. This young man can be right on the money at his best, and he sure is today as we see him through the three-stride combination, if you will, of jumps numbers 10 and 11, and that's a long walk down there.
Of Palm Beach. Michael Matz on Chef. Big Standard, Desiree, Louis Jacobs, 37.2 seconds clean. The rain didn't bother them. Let's see how Michael Matz does.
And again, this is the part of the course Michael picking up the reins there a lot earlier than Louis Jacobs did on the way to jump number 2. That's the vertical that came down so frequently in the first round of competition. Mike with a quick turn back to number 1. And now the right-hand turn back to the original jump number 5. And he lands off of that in a time of about 26 flat. Now the hard gallop, it's just a foot race now all the way across the field. A little bit of slip going into the last one. He's going to land and be clean in a time of 34 flat and knocks 3 seconds or better off the time of Louis Jacobs.
New leader, Michael Matz on Chef. And things just get better and better. We've seen 2 in the jump off, 10 to go, and Michael Matz, the current leader, with that time and a clean run.
And hello, everybody. I'm Jay Randolph, and alongside Lisa Burke and Michelle Grubb. And we're happy to...
3 triple bars. That's a real power and strength test for horse and rider. And number 14, another power and strength test. Number 13, just before that, a very delicate rail. If you blow on it, it's going to fall down. These horses and riders are going to be at their peak this afternoon.
Well, we look forward to this action. An exceptional challenge for horse and rider. And with Michelle Grubb and Lisa Burke, Jay Randolph here at the 88 Cadillac U.S. Open Jumping Championship. Joe Fargis on the course with Mill Pearl.
And Joe is indeed a candidate for the Olympic team in September.
Former Olympic gold medalist, of course.
Double gold medalist.
Right.
Mill Pearl won the American Gold Cup last year with Joe and also helped the United States win a fine victory in Aachen, Germany in the Nations Cup.
And was first in the Cadillac Grand Prix of New Hampshire. Fargis and Mill Pearl. 3 clean rounds so far on a warm and wonderful afternoon in Darien, Connecticut.
And you hear Joe with the vocal encouragement for Mill Pearl. This is a mare who's very careful with enough scope, but Joe really gives her an excellent ride. She's very similar to the horse that he won the double gold medal on, Touch of Class, but she's younger.
Fargis going very well at the moment on Mill Pearl. through the last triple.
Great ride, just a great ride. Get her attention here. Ooh, what a jump.
I watched him walk this course early this morning, and he was really intense.
He's a studier, Joe. He wouldn't want to leave anything up to his imagination.
Our fourth clean round of the competition. Joe Fargis on Pearl.
And a great clear round it was. Just a beautiful ride. What a great little...
Introducing Popeet, the amazing new
spectator sport in the United States, and for that matter, all around the world.
This is Laura's third Grand Prix of her life.
And he is the final contestant through the first round. Fargis on Touch of Class.
This is Joe's great little mare that he won the double gold medal winner at the Los Angeles Olympics. Touch of Class, and she really is a touch of class. She's really come back into her own the last 2 years after a little bit of a layoff after the Olympics. And she has a lot of heart.
And Joe with an opportunity to have two horses in the jump-off if he can get clean with Touch of Class.
And certainly a great position to go last in the jump-off. Know what your fellow competitors have already done. Here Joe with his vocal encouragement. Ho. Ho doesn't mean stop. Ho means just slow down a little bit.
7 have qualified for the jump-off. Can Fargis make it 8 and have 2 shots?
She's just like a cat, this mare. She's very small, very lithe, thoroughbred, and just jumps like a cat.
I think if we would ask Joe, he would tell you this is the horse that he's counting on in the Olympics.
I think Joe would love to count on this horse in the Olympics. They have such a great rapport. It would be a great thing to go to the Olympics with the same horse twice. That would be very amazing.
And here we come to the combination.
Come on, Joe. Come on, Kitty. All right. He's got to get her back here. She doesn't get rattled. Oh, and with a lot of strength, he really helps her over that vertical. He's giving it plenty of time, Joe. He wants to make sure that he gives her all the time she needs.
He is clear. And Fargis, with Touch of Class, is in the jump-off. The only competitor to have 2 shots in the jump-off here at the Oxbridge Hunt Club in Darien, Connecticut. Getting set for the jump-off. And first we'll see Oxo with Peter Leone. Then Revlon Adam, Lisa Tarnopol. Qualifying third, Gem Twist with Greg Best. Then it's Mill Pearl with Joe Fargis. The 5th horse, Pressurized with Leslie Lenahan. Lisa Jaquin, and for the moment, the 7 horse is Starman with Annie Kurzinski. And rounding out the group, Touch of Class, Joe Fargis again in the irons. And we'll be back with the jump-off here in Darien. The number 1 jump and then turn right to 3, go to 6A and B, turn left and go to 14, across to 11A, then to the right to 9A and B, and finish with 10.
Yes, Jay, and Steve is asking the course helpers he has out here to remove some of the fences to give the riders a better chance to angle these jumps and a better chance to get to them.